Hello, Odie Hawkins.
Hey, Zola Salena-Hawkins.
It's a moment in time.
In a moment in time. Moment in time.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. I've been thinking about. Let me take off my cap here. Let my head breathe. Since we started doing these moments in time, I started giving a whole lot of, I guess you could say, philosophical thought to what a moment in time means or what a moment in time could mean.
Okay.
And it occurred to me one of the things that, I've been doing with your assistance is to try to create a moment that would emphasize my writing, what recent book do you have, what are you working on, and so forth and so on.
Right.
And I decided to grab those moments and blow them up a little bit. But recently, something happened that forced me to look at what a moment in time really meant. And it happens to concern this guy right here.
Oh, okay. That was one before, but okay.
Wrong
the
guy.
Monarch.
Wrong guy. I meant to start off with you and Vice President Kamala Harris.
Oh,
Down
yes.
at the
Yes, indeed. That was
department. Just a moment in time.
yes. That was in
I'll get back to the butterflies.
2015. Okay, with when I was giving
Harris.
award. Yes.
And this other person, and
Okay. Yes. There's us. There's Elaine Timonis, and
who's
you.
she?
She's an outstanding person, first off, and she's Deputy Attorney General. At that one time, she was at the Department of Justice. She was one that primarily worked with the child abduction, with the Hague International Child Abduction, which encouraged countries to have children returned to those countries to determine who would have the custody and so forth once they were brought to America, brought to California.
There's a lot of that going on.
Yes, indeed, but she was very instrumental, and she's just such an outstanding person.
Wow. Okay, I see that you've received an award of excellence.
Yes, indeed, that was for my working with the, let's see here, you bring it a little bit forward. There we go. Yeah, and that was for in 2014 when they really appreciated the fact that I was working with the child abduction matters, international child abduction matters with the
I
Hague.
see.
And
Okay,
it was a really good moment.
as I said, I started off meandering a little bit about what the moment in time would really mean.
Oh, I should mention the fact that my supervisor one of the supervisors was Tessie Ordonis, and she helped me morph into the secretary that I became before I left the department.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
Okay, it's almost like we're talking about the same kind of thing that happens with individuals, with insects, with other animals who go from being one thing to another, or they become analogies for other things. Here's what I'm trying to get at.
Okay.
Recently, we had a situation where a monarch butterfly on a migration route, probably from wherever they come from. I mean, from Canada maybe down to
Gotta research that.
Mexico.
Yeah.
There's some area in Mexico. I wish I knew offhand. I haven't done the research, but thousands and thousands of these butterflies fly down to this area in Mexico, and they multiply according to the latest things I've read. They're beginning to be decimated because the kind of thing that they feed on and the area that they live in during the migration period is being cut down. So, okay. But one of the things you'll remember is that we started seeing a number of butterflies go through here, and sometimes they paused. And what I'd like to start off this particular moment in time with is the story of a butterfly. Well, actually, two butterflies.
Yes.
This one butterfly, wait a minute, why am I explaining all of this? Because I think this most and best involves you. Come around and take a seat where I'm sitting.
Oh, okay.
Take a seat where I'm sitting.
Okay, hold on one more second.
Oh,
Make sure
are you going to be here? Or?
Yes, okay, I'm coming. Then bye. Okay.
There, please have a seat.
Okay.
Love your outfit.
Oh, thank you, sir.
And here's what I want to talk to you about, and also talk to Alfred and whoever else might be around the scene today. People see monarch butterflies going back and forth all the time, and the butterfly may be he may be injured on his flight to wherever he's going. He might be killed in some kind of way. The most amazing thing about them, what do they call people? Butterfly scientists.
Oh gosh.
Butterfly
No. I can't quite think of it right now.
It'll come to you.
Okay, well, we can put it in the description.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, okay, they would know more about this, so we're looking at it as pure lay people. The butterfly flickers down and around and becomes shot down either by enemy gunfire or whatever. This is butterfly one. And I look up and his or her rescuer, Zola Salena-Hawkins, is nursing this butterfly. He's been put in a nice clean bed and offered sugar water and so forth.
Yes.
I'd like to know a little bit about your relationship with butterfly number one. How it happened, what happened, what you did to try to preserve his or her life.
Well, butterfly number one, monarch butterfly number one. Okay, I should call this one butterfly zero because, you know, natural enemies of butterflies possibly are spiders, what have you, and this one was caught in a spider web, and so I just let it stay.
In the backyard?
In the backyard, yeah. So I let that one stay where it was. But butterfly number one, when I saw that he had a torn wing, I checked on the internet and it said if you want to help the butterfly, put some sugar water on a sponge and the butterfly would get nourishment that way. And so that's
I noticed they eat with some little long,
like
little
a long
thread.
tongue. Yeah, like a long tongue.
Is that the tongue?
I don't know. I need to look up and find out what it is. But it's all curly. Like an elephant almost thing. It's all curly. And so the butterfly number one would suck the sugar water out of the sponge. And so I left him, and then later that evening I couldn't find him. But the next morning I found him, and he was a little bit outside the gate. So he had flown a little bit. But then
You think he had absorbed some kind of nourishment from what you gave him?
He got some energy. Yes, he got some energy.
So sugar water must be like caffeine, I guess.
I think Coke. Anyway,
I'm
something.
not saying he got high or anything like that. High as a butterfly.
High as a butterfly, I don't know. But, so, the second day he was there, but the third day he docked. Okay, and so...
So you had 3 whole days.
I had 3 whole days with butterfly number one, and so I buried him.
You buried him?
I buried him in a plastic container.
This is what I want to get at. Now, you are a very kind, sweet, thoughtful person. I know you have another side too, just like other people.
Everybody does.
But you try not to show it while, you know.
I'm a Scorpio, so I don't
Scorpio,
know.
okay.
Yeah.
What gave you the inclination to want to preserve, to give a burial to a butterfly?
Sort of symbolic. as well, you know, that the reverence to life and that the changes that a butterfly goes through, that, you know, it's, you know, maybe predestined, you know, you're gonna, you know, be a caterpillar that do more
You,
than
you see yourself at some point becoming a butterfly?
I think we all are. I think we all,
I never thought about it.
we all, in a sense, we, you know, we're one point in our lives, we're one way. You know, like the thing of the child, you know, in the womb, come out the womb.
Oh, don't mention that to me. I still don't believe it.
Okay.
I think some kind of magical out there.
It's all magic. It
Yeah,
really is all
yeah.
magic. And so we, you know, that there, you know, you think at one time, like when you're 4 or 5 or 6 and you're in school, this is forever. This is going to be forever. Or if you're going through a high point in life or a low point in life, you may think this is forever. But life is constantly right. Okay, and so that, you know, like the butterfly, you adjust. You know, you don't ask why. You know, there's no why in it. It's just shit happens. Okay, good shit, bad shit. It happens. It's
I heard
a roller coaster type
Yeah.
of effect, you know. And so, and I, you know, like you said, I thought
Is that butterfly number
this is butterfly number 1.
1?
Okay, and so I put him in a plastic container, and I buried butterfly number 3 recently.
Oh,
And I
oh,
checked
wait,
out-
we're going to get to that. I'd like to ask you a little bit about your. There's quite an attractive grave and this
Yes,
a nice
why
little
not?
picture and all that.
Yeah.
Do you think at some point, maybe 20, 30 years from now, somebody will come across that and try to figure out what it all means?
Maybe. And maybe not.
Maybe not. Well,
Okay. I am in the present moment in time.
Okay.
Okay, and you know that when the flowers are blooming, I like to put them on.
they're going to dry up and
Right, and I refurbish
But they can be
them.
replaced,
Right,
yeah.
I replace them then, and just really an appreciation of life.
the appreciation of life. Yeah.
And so
In the form of the butterfly. I'll take that. Thank you.
Okay.
What else have you got concerning your latest visitor?
Bob.
Okay, now you say Bob.
Well, you named him Bob.
Oh, it just
Maybe
seemed
about
like
that.
you seem like a stubborn male to me.
Yes.
First of all, you did your usual magical thing with Bob,
Bob
or
is,
maybe Bobette. I don't know.
I don't know, but this particular.
You started. Where's the sponge? The sponge
Okay, wait
that
a
you had the sugar water on.
Okay, so this is. I had him in a Chobani in a yogurt yogurt box, and so this is the sponge right here, and this is Bob's head right there. Bob's head is right there, and so I put some rocks in there, and I also put some milkweed in there so that
That's what they eat.
they eat the milkweed, and so he was enjoying that, and he had his tongue, whatever it is,
The
out.
thing.
Yeah, thing. Having the sugar water.
Maybe sticks and things.
Yes, and this took place June 5th when I first found him. And
June 5th?
June 5th. And
Wow.
I thought it was interesting that he had lost his front and back left legs.
So how many legs did he have?
Therefore.
4. So you had lost the 2 rear legs.
No, just on the left side.
Okay, on the left side.
Yeah, so he lost the front
So he's
left.
walking. He was moving around in a
Around.
lopsided way.
Very, very lopsided way. And the wing had been chipped a little bit. So I was like, ugh. But he had so much life in him, in a sense. And so I filled up the sponge with sugar
Put
water
up the sponge with sugar water.
and let him enjoy it.
Slurp on the sugar
Slurp,
water.
slurp, slurp, slurp. And so that evening at dusk, I covered up.
Okay, this is the 5th of June.
This is the 5th of June.
Okay.
So at dusk, I put him in his box, kept him in
Yeah,
his
little
box.
shoe box, I
Sure
think
did,
it
little, yeah, it's the yogurt box.
Yogurt ball.
So I put him in the yogurt box with some milkweed and let him rest till the next morning. So about 7 o'clock, I'd get up and I'd go check on him.
This is June the 6th.
June 6th. He was still alive.
June 6th.
June 6th. He
Wow.
was still alive and, you know, very happy.
How do you know he's alive?
He would move his, move his body a bit, and, and then he'd curl out his tongue when he smelled the sugar water. Well, he would pat the sponge or this little lid that I had, and he would, see that? It curls out. That's his
Yeah,
little
it
tongue.
looks like a little,
Yeah.
could be, I guess, the equivalent of a tongue.
Yeah, so
The
he
longest tongue in the world.
would, yeah, so he would pull that out, and he would drink for like 2 or 3 minutes. All right, and
The sugar water from the sponge.
from the well, more from this little,
Oh, I see.
like, okay, it's like a little well that I use with a lid. So I fill it up, and then he would drink it, And if I was being overly patient, I would put a little container and I would tip it. And then he would come to the edge and he would drink. And I'd be on my elbows.
Did you speak to him?
I did talk to him and ask him how he was doing. He didn't talk back.
This is on the back porch, right?
Yes, he's on the back porch. I'd ask him how's he doing. I gather he still wanted to live.
And he said,
Well, he kept eating, so I figured he still wanted to live. And I said, well, I'm going to be here for you, Bob. At that time I didn't know. I just said,
okay, now let me get this straight. This is today. Today is the 21st.
Yes, it is.
And I'm going to fast forward for just a bit, but to say that from the 5th until the 19th,
Yeah.
Bob was on the scene,
Well, yeah,
quivering and
here he
wiggling
was.
and...
Here he was again on the, it's like a similar picture. Well, on the 18th, he still looked like this.
He still like, okay.
Okay.
His wings were beginning to fray a little bit.
Yes, they were.
And also, since he had walking issues, there's the frayed wing.
Okay, yes. So here he is.
Okay, right here you could see that Bob looked like he'd been shot with some shotgun pellets or something.
Yes.
But it was not anything that she had to do with it. His wings just simply began to seem to disintegrate.
They were drying out. And I looked on the internet, but there was nothing I could find to oil his wings. And I apologized to him. I said, if I knew what to do to help you with your wings, I would. And then he would flutter a lot.
You think about WD-40?
I know that would hurt for sure.
That's right,
Okay, I was thinking maybe olive oil or coconut oil, but I wasn't sure. I said that would work.
I see.
And I didn't want to put anything on that would hurt him.
That would hurt him.
Okay, not that he was hurt enough.
Gotcha.
And so this, like I said, was on the 19th.
Gotcha.
19th, and he had lost...
A lot of weight?
Well, he lost his back right leg.
That was probably 1/10 of 1 centimeter of an ounce.
And
That's a lot of weight to lose if you got only 4 legs.
The thing is, they show on the internet how to fix the wings, but they don't know, show you anything as to how to fix the legs.
Ooh, they ought to correct that. I mean,
They should. They really somebody needs to put on, how do you correct the
I would
legs?
suggest splints.
Yes, but with, toothpicks are probably too heavy.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And you can't use, I don't know what else you could use that would be strong enough for them to, a prosthetic for them.
That's a real conundrum. I mean, about 1 in every 15 million butterflies must need that operation. Okay, you got other pictures of him in distress, is that correct?
Yes, well, again, this was on the 20th. And you see that is Frey, but he's eating. He's eating very well. And
Had his diet changed very much from milkweed?
No, he's from sugar water. There's a way to fix it with honey, but that's more, I think it's 1 part plus 9 water, so I'm not sure on that. But I knew how to do the sugar water, and I tried to give him fresh sugar water so that he could appreciate that. And they say that on the internet it said that they shiver when they're
Wake up.
yeah, they're trying to get their muscles together so that they can fly. And I explained to him.
You think there's any such thing as maybe butterfly yoga?
I don't know, but he would shiver, and then sometimes I would cup my hands over him, and so that to give him some warmth. Okay, because I told him, I said, I know you're cold and everything, but you're not able to fly. I'm sorry, you just can't fly. He never talked back, thank God.
Yeah, this is fascinating.
And so my brother Herb today.
You can see I wanted a moment in time. Okay.
My brother Herb, he sent me this picture today. He said, from Bob. And so I'd like to think, because on the 20th, I asked you what happened to him. He was no longer on the porch. And
Okay,
I couldn't find
that's
him.
right, that's right.
And so I said, well, maybe
He metamorphed into a little white girl in Maryland. Maybe that happened, we don't.
It's a great dress anyway, so it's a nice thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you while I have you here. I mean, I don't think you're gonna morph away or anything like that anytime soon.
No.
What gives you this kind of instinctual urges to want to nurse butterflies back to health?
Well, anyone or anything that has a zest for life. If I think if more people had this zest or interest of living, and doing all they could in their moment in time, as opposed
That's the
to
thing.
as bemoaning the fact that I can't do this, I can't do that. You should not wait for bad moments to be happy.
Okay.
Okay? You can't, if you're always waiting for that happy moment, you're always chasing something that may never come or may be very fleeting. So you should work on being happy and content and being the best person you could possibly be every day.
And in this case, this butterfly became your role model, so to speak.
Well, he just seemed to want to live.
It seemed like it did.
And he was doing the best he could do. And so somehow or another he ended up disappearing.
From the 5th until the 20th.
Yes. They lived 6 to 8 weeks, they said.
Okay, so that means that a substantial part of this butterfly's lifespan was spent in your care.
Yes, it was.
I mean, okay, there's some scenarios that occurred to me. When you came and you found that he had disappeared, you looked and he couldn't have flown away because he couldn't fly.
Right.
He may have flooded a small distance away, but you carefully investigated the area around and couldn't find him.
Right.
It might have been a possibility that some rapacious bird had swooped down and.
They say they're nasty.
They don't like butterfly. They don't like butterfly wings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to go completely with your brother's idea that the butterfly metamorphed into a young lady. Especially when I don't know what sex this butterfly was, unless this girl that he has in this picture is somehow transactional.
It's a nice photo.
It's a very nice photograph.
Right.
I would like to say thank you, Herb.
Thank you, Herb.
Okay, but we're going into something a little deeper, and I hope it's not going to be considered political or religious. But I've noticed that there are a lot of people these days who are not being as much concerned about the small things as they might be. And I wonder about that. Why do you think that is?
I think
The small things.
I think people sometimes think that their plate is full when there's still room to do something, or they have, like blinders on. They're focused on, I'm going to go to the end of the corner. Okay, they don't think past the moment that they're in. They don't see what else is going around them. And, you know, some people are like that, unfortunately. They exist, they don't live.
It's like looking at something way ahead of you and the $100 bill is right there in front of you.
And in fact, I found it fascinating when I had the janitorial service that, you know, I tell somebody to clean a window or something, and there are all kinds of smudges. And I'm like, you don't see that? You know, they walk away. I'm like, duh. Okay, you know, you don't see that. And like, oh, I see it now once you point it out. But on their own, they're not that perceptive.
Okay, but that's a relationship to people, and people are notoriously unresponsive to good things and goodwill.
Ask Bill Maher.
Yeah, a good example. What kind of benefit do you think you might gain from nursing a butterfly for 2 weeks?
Well,
Other than the fact you want to see him, you know, get on his way.
I never had expectations that he would get on his way, though I do believe in miracles.
You do.
Okay, but
you do believe in miracles?
I do believe in miracles, but you know, life is a miracle.
Okay,
when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, wow, morning, I'm awake. Okay,
Showtime.
Showtime.
Yeah.
And it was just, it felt like the right thing to do. That, you know, that I think about in the aspect of people. That you should try to help people, not to your own detriment. I mean, the little bit of time that I took to take care of the butterfly,
You didn't neglect yourself.
I didn't neglect myself, okay? It didn't bring me down. So it's a process if you want to help someone or help a butterfly. Don't do it to your own detriment. That's the one thing. You don't, you know, you want to keep progressing in life. And it was an interesting experience. Around the 19th and the 20th, I'm like, you still want to live.
You didn't say to yourself, God, what an exhausting task this is to try to keep you alive, Bob. I'm almost worn out.
I did think, you know, because they say that if you don't want to take care of the butterfly that's injured, you can put it in a jar and put it in your freezer. And that they will shut their bodies down and die that way. I don't think I would be wanting to be put in a freezer to die. Okay.
I want to see you in the freezer.
Thank you. Okay, I think that's just cool. So.
Oh, I see.
I mean, so, you know.
You think about drowning in a bag?
I don't know. The mother said that drowning was easy for people because you end up just giving up.
No.
But okay, you know, drowning's not good. You know.
Well, I was looking at matters from, you know, observing, I should say, from a distance. And what I could see was an incredible kind of empathy, you know, which is, I can laugh and joke with you a little bit about this, but you seldom see that kind of empathy in people in general.
Unfortunately, you know.
How did that happen with you? How did you become so empathetic? People call you up, they want you to talk to them.
Okay.
But
I think from the very beginning of the songs, if you can help somebody, your living is not in vain. My grandparents, my mother, the family members, from my Aunt Jessie to those that, you know, the school teachers, those that worked in the community.
Your mother was a nurse, so she was...
Yes, and my Aunt Jessie is a teacher, all right, and I think teaching, you know, Lydia was a teacher, that teaching is one of the most remarkable things. Yeah, you know, to be able to take individuals that come from different homes and different environments and be able to mold their mind.
Not all teachers.
Not all teachers.
I've been in classroom with
old-fashioned teachers, okay? I mean, really people who, you know, take time to observe their students and care for their students. In fact, my stepmother was, I think, she was a teacher, you know, Charles Johnson. And so, you know, it's just, you know, a remarkable number of people. In fact, Dr. Gray's daughter, she's a teacher. Okay, yeah.
So you think people who go into certain professions are more empathetic than others? Could you be a nuclear scientist and be empathetic in the same way that a teacher is who goes into a third grade classroom.
In that field, perhaps.
Okay.
Okay, you know, like, you know, the scientist that loves to study bugs or that likes to study math, okay, where people become impassioned about what they're dealing with.
In the same way you became impassioned about the butterfly. I
Like-
can't rule that out because
like-
you did become out the...
You, like your impassioned view on writing,
Well, that's different.
for you.
Yeah, I mean, that's having your own fun. It's very selfish. And, you go hide off in the corner with your light and a whiskey bottle and hope the best thing comes out of it. If they don't like it, you don't give a shit,
Well-
the butterfly carrier, that's another thing.
It was interesting because, like I said, at night, at dusk when I put him to bed, and I'd fix the sugar water, in the morning, and I would think, well, are you wasting sugar water? He may be dead already. I said, well, let's see, if it's ready, then, because he was really, really hungry.
Let me ask you this. Do you ever think really seriously about calling an emergency? 911?
I thought, as I told Bob Monarch, I said that.
Bob Monarch?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
I told Bob Monarch, I said, I'm going to try to help you as long as you are helping yourself.
And he did.
And he did.
From the 5th until the 20th.
Mm-hmm.
All I can think of is that whatever energy they manage to seize from the sugar water and from whatever comes in a milkweed plant, it's worth investigating. I think I'd like to have a little glass of wine made out of something like that. Milkweed wine.
Hey. One thing I was disappointed is that they do not like each other, apparently. Like
This is kind of like a contradiction.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're all heading for this place in Mexico where you see them clustered on trees together by the thousands.
Right.
But then if you see them flying around here, they're always separated.
They're always separated, and because, like I said, monarch number 1 I buried. Monarch number 3, because I was taking care of monarch number 2, Bob, and Bob was alive. So monarch number 3 I found, and it was almost dead in the driveway, And so I gave him some sugar water, and then I tried to put him with Bob, and I said, Lord, I can take care of one at a time. I can't do 2. I really can't. Okay. I said, maybe if they can get along.
Was it stressing you out or something?
It was just, I'm not getting up to feed 2 monarchs. So one of y'all got to go. Anyway, so it's self-preservation. And so I put...
Did you think of euthanizing one of them or something like that?
I thought about the freezer. Okay.
What about the freezer?
Okay, and so the monarch number 3 was weaker than Bob.
How could you tell?
Because he just kind of, just kind of out of it.
What's the move?
Just kind of out of it.
You begin to acquire habits, I see that. Okay.
So, anyway, so I put them together, and monarch 2, Bob, he was going to attack him. And I said, you going to attack this one when it's down?
Wow.
All right, that's not nice.
Aggression and
Very
wounded
aggressive.
butterflies.
Yes, very aggressive. I was like, oh my goodness.
Probably he felt that his care was being compromised and taken over. So of course you would want to, like the cuckoo bird or something, let me push him out of here.
Yeah. And so,
or they may have been enemies before.
That's a possibility. That's a possibility. So that was, when was that? That was, I can't remember the day, but I remember monarch number 3 died at 5:15.
Yes.
That evening.
So I'm sorry.
You had.
I was just trying to keep count. Okay, I got 1 and 3 pretty well.
Right, yeah. So So I buried him with Monarch number 1. And I found that Monarch number 1 in the plastic container had become liquefied. I put them both together.
Well, to me, it's really an engrossing story.
It's an interesting moment in time.
Interesting moment in time. I hope that we can hear more.
No, well, there's out of Monarchs. And I don't need any more anytime soon. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're not out of it.
They are flying all around, right? They
I
are
saw about
flying
15
all
today.
around. Right? Yes, indeed.
But no, I'm really kind of joking with you. If you had more people with that kind of feeling in this world, then we would all be having more beautiful moments in time.
If people were kinder to each other. Just, you know, I mean, you look at the Palestinians, Israelites, you know, the shit that's going on in Africa, throughout the world. It's like, you know,
the
life is...
Rohingya and the people in the India,
Yeah, homeless situations, in the jails. I mean, life is incredibly short when you think about it. And so one would think, since it's incredibly short, that you would try to be the best individual you can be and not cause any, well, what is it they say in so many professions, do no harm.
Do no harm.
Okay. Have no harm.
The first obligation.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, have no harm done to yourself.
Right.
But you should do no harm. Just try to help others the best you can. Not to your own detriment. But if you
to
can,
thine own self be true.
Yes. All right.
And also nice to other people.
That'd be nice.
Listen, Zola, I hate to bring this to an end. I really do.
It's
because I'm, first of all, quite fascinated by you personally.
Thank you.
And also by your interesting habits.
I am different. I admit. I am different.
So,
okay.
at this moment
in time,
we'll move forward till we get to the next moment in time. And
there's a Monarch Foundation, and you can order caterpillars, and and like Melanie and Reggie, they release monarchs into the air for their mother's anniversary. Their mother's death anniversary, and so, but for a celebration and for children, okay, it's a great thing for kids. That's enough.
I see.
And they're alive. At least they're alive.
Oh, I see.
Okay, and you see how they grow, and children don't see them dying.
Hey, join us for our next moment in time.
Yes, please.
Meanwhile, just keep fluttering.
Be happy. Drink your water. Exercise.
What else? Wash your hands.
Wash your hands. Wear your mask. There are too many variants out there. And you may not find a Zola to help take care of you if you get sick.
Yeah, that's true.
But, be good to yourself. Itness. Check it out later.
Ooh, I'm going to sit here and let you disconnect us and absorb all this. Because
yes,
I've never heard of such a thing in my whole life. That's a butterfly keeper.
Caregiver.
Caregiver.
Right, yes indeed.
I mean,
all right.
I've known some butterfly, well, I don't want to discuss that.
Fly folks.
Fly people.
All right. Indeed. Thank you much for Odie. Okay. Ciao.
Ciao.